The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Rising inventory means this spring could be your moment. Want to know 2 reasons this spring might be your time to buy? Inventory has grown, and sellers may be more willing to negotiate as a result. That means you've got more options and more power than buyers have had in years. Let's break it down. Number 1, you have more homes to choose from. The number of homes for sale this February was higher than it's been in any of the past 5 Februaries, and that's great news for your home search. The graph that we are seeing right now, if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of the socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 and FM 98.1 video feed, shows uses the latest data from Realtor.com to show the supply of homes on the market has grown by 27.5% in just the last year. Now, if you want to know what's happening in your neighborhood, well, we've got the tool for you, and it costs you absolutely nothing. rsrlinks.com/market report. rsrlinks.com/market report. We give you the properties that are available for sale, what's going on in your market, because each and every week our services will follow or monitor every home for sale in every zip code in the United States. More choices for your search is a good thing. And experts also say that inventory is projected to continue rising this year, which is even better. It means it should be easier to find something that checks your most important boxes. But that's not all this does for you. Danielle Hale, chief economist at Realtor.com, explains some of the other perks of more inventory beyond just having more homes to consider. Quote, buyers will not only have more home options, but they also are also likely to find somewhat lower asking prices and more time to make decisions. All buyer-friendly factors as we inch closer to the busy home buying season, unquote. Now, obviously, if you're thinking of buying a house, you've got to have the buyer's guides. We have our annual guide, rsrlinks.com/HBG 2025. And we have our quarterly update, rsrlinks.com/HBG, rsrlinks.com/HBG. Second, you may find sellers are doing price cuts. Now that buyers have more options, some homes are sitting on the market a little longer, especially those that were priced too high from the start. As the result is, more sellers are having to drop their prices to draw buyers back in. Just take a look at the numbers. According to Realtor.com, the number of listings with price reductions has gone up compared to the last few years. Again, a graph showing the sellers are lowering their asking price. Listings with price cuts February of each year. And again, for your local zip code, rsrlinks/ I always forget it. Market report, rsrlinks.com/market report. We tell you exactly how many price cuts have been going on in your market. So again, the data is great to have national data, but we want you to have your exact zip code that you're shopping in so that you can find that information out. Sign as a seller. Easy for me to say. It's Monday, St. Patrick's Day, and I haven't even had a drink. This is a sign sellers are more willing to compromise today. If you look back to more normal years in the market, 2017 to 2019, you'll see that the number of price cuts happening today is much closer to what's typical. And for most buyers, that's a big relief. What does that mean for you? It could give you a better chance to negotiate, whether that's on price, closing costs, or even repairs. While not every seller will adjust their price, more of them are willing to do it, giving you more leverage than buyers have in quite some time. And I'm going to tell you, as I share all the time, strategy beats rate always. I've told you that before. We all know that. Strategy beats rate always. But what do I mean by that when I'm talking about the pricing? Well, don't ask for the price cut. There's so many people that are so busy worrying about a price cut, they don't think about the idea of using the exact same dollars to get a rate cut. Have the seller buy down the interest rate for you. Now, there are temporary buy downs and there are permanent buy downs. I prefer the permanent, but go to rsrlinks.com/buy down, rsrlinks.com/buy down, and you can actually see where we've gone through and explained all of these situations to you and how much more money you save. Now, just in small numbers, if you get a $25,000 buy down from the seller, that's the equivalent of a $75,000 price cut. So ask the seller on a $500,000 house if they're going to give you if they'll take $425 for it. They might, but it's going to take a long time for them to agree to it, if ever. But if you say, I want to get a 5% concession towards buying down the interest rate, and it has to be done the right way because we don't want you to get caught with predatory and high cost lending violations. That'll blow up your deal. We know the right way to do it. But this might save you 1 to 1.5 points in interest rate. Now, what does 1 to 1.5 points in interest rate mean to you? Well, it's huge, because if we were to go and we say you're buying a $500,000 that you got a let's say a $650,000 house, and you've got a 20% down, and we've got a 6.5% interest rate. Okay, your principal and interest payment. Again, I'm not giving you the APRs. All I'm doing is trying to educate you here. Your principal and interest payment on that, with 20% down, it's a $520,000 loan, is $32.86 a month. 32. Whoops, got the wrong price. 6.5, not 9.5. $38.14 a month. $32.86 a month. $32.86 a month. Okay. Now, if we can get a buy down to say 5%, we're at $32.86. Now we're going to go to a 5% interest rate, is going to bring you down. It didn't work. Something's going fishy on my computer here, so I can't give you the exact number. But what I just want to get you these numbers. Yeah, there's a problem in my spreadsheet here. But the bottom line is you're going to save massive amounts of money. You're going to save massive amounts of money, way more over time than anything else you can do.